cloud of the night that covers me. Black as a pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Under the fair clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. But in the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond the place of wrath and tears looms with the horrors of the shades, yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. And I am the captain of my soul.
I believe it's because it's raining outside. It's raining outside, so I bought
It's raining. Okay, what is called a bottle trend. Going to nightclubs and flexing all the money you have by pouring out the bottles you just bought for your table.
There's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic, that's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way should have $1 million, $1 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
And annually, black families accumulate $300 billion less in wealth than white families, and they save $75 billion less. The racial wealth gap now at more than $11 trillion.
Say that today, the median black household has only about 1/8 of the wealth held by the median white household. Let me say that again. Today, the median black household has only about 1/8 of the wealth held by the median white household.
Sometimes I believe that black people are searching for a key to an unlocked door. That the door to opportunity is wide open and will cost you little to get in. The door to building the kinds of collaborations and teams that we need to succeed and to thrive, not to survive, are available to us. The resources necessary to succeed in this country as Africans in America are here. That God has given us every single thing that we need to succeed, brothers and sisters. We have everything we need to succeed except each other.
Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome. Come on. Welcome. Yes. Yes. Welcome to the Wealth and Power Conference. Hey, my name is Dwayne Clark. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here with all this melanated and melanin in this building right now. That shows me community. And it's a beautiful thing to see from this side right here. And I know it's a beautiful thing to be here in this building today for you taking the time out to be here right now. So one thing I do want to say before we get started is the reason why we are here. We came here to think it's about money and it's about wealth. But that's not what this is all about. It's not about money. Money is only like a tool to get you certain things, right? What it's about is people, relationships. The time that you put into that is really where the wealth is, right? The time you put into yourself is where the wealth is. So once we get that right, then we'll be able to start building more wealth, because those things come. Those things come. That's easy, right? So the reason why you're here is for this community right here, so we can be able to put that time back into ourselves so we can continue to grow this wealth that we'll be talking about. So I know I touched a little nerve on what is wealth, and that's what a conversation is going to be about, mainly for you to think about. What is wealth to you? What is that, right? So in order to put ourselves in that space of wealth, which is health, mind, body, and soul, right? All gracious to the one above. So in order for us to do that this evening, we're going to put y'all in a great mindset, right? We're going to start with that so we can be in a mindset to receive, right? To give and to love. So that's what we're here for today, right? So I would like to introduce right now, coming to the stage, is our first speaker for today. It's Cassandra Terry with Manifesting Miracle Makers. Y'all give it up for Cassandra Terry.
Hello, hello, hello. Dwayne stole a little bit of my thunder because, yes, mindset is why I'm here. I'm Cassandra Terry. I'm a mindset coach. And what that means is that I work with my clients to help them understand their internal messaging. What's going on inside of your head? What do you believe to be true about you? Do you see your value? Do you know your worth? Do you see what you're capable of? Do you really believe it? We have to get clear about that first. There's a whole host of amazing people standing at the back of this room ready to share what they know. Not what they read, not what they heard, but what they know. Because they've already walked the walk. We've bought their products. We follow them on social media. We are here because of those names and what they've accomplished. But if you don't actually integrate something that they say into your life, nothing will change. So the way I see it, we've got three roles as the receivers. They're here to inspire, they're here to excite us and motivate us, and most importantly, here to teach. But you've got a job here too. You're an energy giver. So you've lit up the room already. We've been feeling the energy. You started it when you purchased the ticket, or even before you purchased it, when you decided you were going to participate. You started to create the energy that is the Wealth and Power Conference today. So keep that energy coming so that the speakers can continue to give you the best of what they have to offer. But you're also a receiver of knowledge. So you're here for a reason. So what I want to encourage you to do right now is to really think about what that reason is. Why am I here? Why did I buy the ticket? Why am I sitting here on a Saturday when I could be doing so many other things? Get real clear about what your purpose is, what it is that you want to accomplish. And keep that in the forefront of your mind. So as the day goes on, you start to get a little tired. For those of you who had lunch, it may be starting to sit in. But remember your why. Your why has to be bigger than your excuses. That's what will keep you going when everything in you says, I'd rather not. So even right now, start to give a little bit of time and think about why and what you want to get out of the space today. And get that clear in your mind and keep it in the forefront. And use that throughout the day. And then the most important thing, the third role that you have is to take action. Something that you've learned today, put it into action. There's several speakers. They're all going to drop so many gems. But have you ever been in church and it felt like the pastor was talking directly to you? Y'all know what that feeling is like? That's because that's a message that you personally needed to hear. Somebody else may have heard the exact same thing, but they got something different out of it. You got your message. I guarantee you, with those people that are coming to the stage today, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to have that moment where your toes feel like they've been stepped on. You have those aha moments, and there's something that you're like, I can do that. That motivates me. Write those things down and commit to yourself right now that when you leave here, at least one of those things you're going to implement. I've got a really sad statistic for you. 85% of people who appear at situations like this. They come to events, they get excited, they get motivated, and 85% of them do absolutely nothing with the information that they've obtained. And I want to encourage you guys to join me in the 15% club. Let's expand the 15% club and start changing that number. You're here for a reason, but don't let it just be entertainment. Don't just let it be, oh, that's a name I follow on Instagram. Those folks have something that we all want, so get it. But in order for you to get it, you have to do something with it. So commit to yourself to take that action today. Take your notes and highlight that one thing before you go. This is something that I'm going to implement for the next 21 days and see how it feels. See if I get results. And then you take the next thing on your list and you implement that. Don't try to eat the whole elephant at once. That's one of the places where we mess up. We try to do it all. Small incremental steps, building up consistency will get you where you need to go. It's not always the grand slam. Go for the base hit. And then celebrate the fact that you got on base. And then you move around and you just keep going. So find that one thing that sounds like the pastor talking to you and commit to yourself that you're going to do that. And if you just are 1% better tomorrow than you were today, you're progressing. Something's happening. You're moving towards the goals that you have for yourself. That's what a life coach does. Helps you to get clear about those goals, helps you to have a plan to accomplish them, and then gives you accountability so that as you're working through them, you've got somebody to report back to and to cheer you on and to call you on your stuff when you're not doing what you said you were going to do. So if you're interested in something like that, I'm here. I'll be here all day. We can talk one-on-one. But right now, it's about to go down. So before I go, remember, think about that thing. What is the thing that you're going to take with you? Why are you here? And then receive from these powerful people who've come all the way to Austin, Texas, just to share what they know with us. Thank you, guys.
Hey, y'all give it up one more time for Cassandra Terry, please. Yeah. Hey, again, you know, what she just said was impactful. So I met this woman, through a good friend, and, just after a few moments of just hearing her speak, I felt lifted. You know what I mean? So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to lighten this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, DJ, put on a little bit of music for me, if you can. Run that. And so check it. What I want everybody to do right now, because we all about community, right? And our mindset is getting good, and our spirit is getting good. So check it. Everybody needs to stand up for me. Just 1 second, please. Stand up. We're going to loosen this all up, right? So look, we're about community. So what we're going to do is like church. So you're going to meet somebody next to you. You're going to meet a person to the right. You're going to meet a person to the left. You're going to meet a person behind you. And introduce yourselves, because that's what we're here for right now. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Yes. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Are y'all loving it right now? Y'all loving it right now? All right, all right. Hey, we're going to keep this good energy flowing through the room. All right? So every once in a while, we just going to move around. We're going to keep this energy good. Because everything is about good energy today. Right? Everything's about good energy. All right, let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. So this first segment today actually is sponsored by something that's very dear to my heart, an organization that's very dear to my heart. You know, these brethren reared me as I was a young boy, a young lad, and oftentimes you're a little bit lost as a young woman and a young man. So when you find people with similar minds and ideals, you sometimes latch on to them. And sometimes that could be bad, and sometimes that could be good. And it was a little bit of both through this journey. So this segment right here is sponsored by the men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Epsilon O, the chapter. What up, good bros? What up, good cute? Absolutely, absolutely. I know y'all be seeing us stomping around and everything. It's all good, it's all good. So yeah, this segment here is sponsored by the men of Omega Psi Phi, right? And it's Get It How You Live segment. You know, we have to get it how we live. We wasn't given a lot. Shit, we wasn't really given nothing, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? So we made everything that we have today. And so we're going to introduce Sabine to come on stage and talk about entrepreneurship and business. So I would like to bring our gentleman up. Yeah, again, so hold on now. I just want to clear everything up, okay? So everybody's coming on stage is not a man of Omega, but they're all still good brothers because we walk in solidarity and we walk in brotherhood, okay? I just want to make sure that's clear. But we do have right here coming to the stage one of our hometown heroes, which is a good friend of mine. Actually, he's Kappa Alpha Psi, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let that be known today. Right? We have coming to the stage Andre Artis. All right. Our next person we have coming to the stage right now, a lot of y'all have seen him, met him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know this brother right here, a real powerful man in the community. You know what I mean? Mr. Bobby Mack himself. Absolutely. And lastly, we do have a man of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We have a good brother. We've been knowing each other for quite some time and watching each other through our journey, Mr. Winston Johnson. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Hey, so like I was saying before, this first segment, you know, is about entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? And one of the budding questions that we all really ask ourselves is, you know, how what gave you the strength to be able to take that leap? Because we all started from different places, you know. Most of us started from a job, working a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, 11 to 7, you know what I mean, or the graveyard shift. And you always have these, like, you know, ambitions, you know, in your heart and in your spirit, you know, to do these things. So, you know, I'm going to start with you, you know, Bobby. You know, what gave you your, like, motivation to just make that leap into becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, it was the wife.
Speak on it.
Yeah. Women are the birth of the earth, and they can bring so much to a marriage, to other people, to themselves. And I saw a lot of power in my wife, and it's a lot of power in me. So you combine those two, and you got power. You know what I mean?
That's what we're talking about. Wealth power, yes, sir.
And so, you know, I was in a union for 23 years, and there was a lot of layoffs. You know, you get laid off, you work, you lay off. Well, that power over there was telling me, but I'm tired of that. Dictating what you do, how you do it. You're good at what you do. And anything you do it well. So, you know, and I love to, you know, barbecue and cook and stuff like that. And she can cook as well. So she just empowered me. And it took a little time because, you know, inside of a man, we got some deep thinking we do, and we don't always share it with our wives in the world. But I had to really share it to her and open up to her. And it was like letting go. And when you have that type of woman backing you, it's amazing because I haven't never experienced it, you know, outside of my mom's and all and grandmother and all of that, but just to see how she was behind me in a lot of ways. So it just opened me up to really like put my foot forward and just go for it with just everything that, you know, like she was behind me in all ways, man.
No, that's real. So I mean, really, what you're saying is you had a support system with you in order to be able to, you know, have the strength in yourself to do it.
Yeah, because when you're in the union, they will like condition you to be one way, you know, and all you know is work, get up, go to work. Get up, go, and over the years, you'll just condition yourself because that's what I wanted to do, you know, weld and go out. I traveled all over the country because I did a special type of welding. Thank you, Most High. And I just kept, and I was getting better and better, and then they want you everywhere, and I'm leaving the wife at home with the kids, and it was just really, you know what I mean, kind of working on me a little bit, and then it just started. We just came together and said, we can do this together. And we shot it. Boom, it just went. And here we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, give it up for that power of the woman right there. Because really that's what he's saying, right? You know, so we've talked about women in power, you know, and that's going to be a segment that we're going to talk about coming up here, you know, shortly, is that woman, you know, this they are really the strength. And you all women are the strength and the backbone to all of this. So appreciate those words, you know, there. So, Andre, you know, we've known each other for a very long time. We was a young lads, you know, running around in these streets, you know, between HT and Sam Houston and UT, everything, right? And, you know, I watched you as you progressed from that, you know, that young man to where you are today. And, you know, so tell a little, the people here, you know, about your journey to, you know, being able to, you know, open up several businesses.
Yeah, so, Andre, by the way, so my journey is a little bit interesting. I don't think a lot of people know a lot about me other than what they see in the public, but I've been on my own since 16 years old. And at that point in life, I had to realize I had two choices to make. One choice was to go the right way, which was not necessarily the easy way, and the other choice was go the wrong way, which in my opinion was probably considered to be a little bit easier. But throughout that journey, I realized that there was more out there for not just myself, but for the family that I established along the way. So mine is a little different, right? I was hustling, selling ties and gold from the flea market in Houston and buy it and come down here and sell it to people down here back in the day when I was at Houston Tellison obtaining my degree, because I always had the knack of knowing that there was something bigger and greater for myself. The determination was something that I believe just came from God. I didn't have any big mentors in my life that showed me the way, but I did have some driving force, which I consider to be God, that said that there's something better for me if I just stay the course. And at that point, I'm a risk taker, so I've lost a lot of money, to say the least, right? I had kids' shoe store, online businesses, so on and so forth, but I just never stopped. And it's just one of those things that it can be poison and it could be candy. Depends on how you look at it, right? And then when you land that one opportunity, which I've gotten, I had 6 restaurants, and now I got the cigar lounge and some other stuff coming up. But it's just something that you become addicted to, wanting to continue to drive.
Man, absolutely. Thanks for that. So I'm gonna move it around. So great. Thank you. I'm gonna circle back around to something that you said. And actually, Winston, I think I'm gonna give you this question. So Winston, he mentioned that you take a lot of losses, right? And I think one of the things is that what we sometimes do is we glamorize this whole thing about being an entrepreneur, right? Where everybody running around with CEO on their shirts and all of that and everything, and really they just an employee to themselves, right? So Winston, with all of that, talk to me about those losses and how you were able to kind of like overcome and get through some of those losses, and what type of support system that you had in place to help you bounce back.
Right on. So my name is Winston. I've always had, an entrepreneurial spirit or bone in my spirit, going back to the Napster days, selling CDs back in, high school, all of that, selling candy, you name it. And shout out to Cassandra when she talked about mindset earlier. I knew how important that was at a young age as well, because without that, it's tough to navigate through this world and society, right? Because it's so much pressure. Everyone's doing these things. Like going back to the social media aspect, what I was talking about with Brother Clark earlier was, we in the information age where everything is glorified. We always just see the good. We always see posts of, different things that might make you feel mediocre or make you feel like you're not doing enough, right? Let's just be real. Like, you probably feel like, man, I could do better. I wish I was doing those things. But, in reality, it goes down. Like, behind those cameras or behind the Instagram, like, it's some rough days out there, y'all. Like, it's some tough days. I'm talking about, maybe going 30, 60 days, maybe even 90 days without knowing if another paycheck is coming. Do you have that grit, right? For me, I felt like, I went to Michigan State, moved down here to Austin, and worked for Dell. And throughout my tenure, throughout the last 10, 15 years, I was working for other companies. I ended up getting laid off from 3 companies in a 10-year span. So that told me something. I'm like, okay, I think I need to do my own thing, So I ventured off into the world of real estate. So running a real estate wholesaling company right now. And again, those days are tough, but because of my mindset and because of my mental, I'm able to, stay in the grind. And you got to enjoy that journey to make it worthwhile as well. You can't just always seek the result. You have to enjoy that journey. So that's what I'm embarking on right now.
Man, thanks for that. Absolutely. Hey, Bobby. Yes, seen you guys, glow up to the blow up. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I wanted to kind of, get from you is that money, right? Where did you, find the finances to be able to get to things, to start your businesses? Because let me tell you, you just like we talked the other night, most of us, we ain't coming with a silver spoon in our mouths, right? We get it how we live from the grind. So, but some of us, we have, different places in our lives. But for you, how did you go about to find the money and the finances and things like that to be able to, start your businesses?
There we go again.
that woman.
Y'all give it up, give it up, give it up. Hold on. First out. Hey, Miss Bobby, can you stand up for 1 second, please? That's that woman right there you're talking about.
She's, in other cities and whatever, baby, we gotta run this play, you know, and I'm like, what play we run? Cause I done already gave you 50,000. I don't want to run no more play. She said, well, I'm gonna need another 50 if we gonna run this play. And she was just, she's very good, and she started at a young age running things. So she helped with the knowledge of, I didn't really know as much, but she was always the money person. You got men who run nails, but she run out. And that's just what it was, because she's good with it. She know how to do with it. She deal with it. And that's how I took it upon her. So I trusted her. So when I got out of the union, financial advisors say, all right, we're going to give you this little bit right here. You can't take everything, but work with that. and that's the play she ran with it. And she just did amazing things with it, because I'm going to tell you, we didn't have no clue. We were like, okay, so what we going to do? No capital. Now, here I am. Y'all got to, I'm in the union. I just work. So a lot of it was the GOD and navigating and helping us, from one to the next. It just kept growing, and how she ran those plays was amazing. She know how to do it all. I'm going to let her tell y'all some of this, because it's amazing how she just put it all together. And then I just took the chances with her and gave it to her. But it was a struggle. It was hard. It was days that we had arguments, you know what I mean? But it came through, and it all worked out at the end. But it was just like every penny that I got, I gave it to her. But I had so much faith in her and God, I just let her do what she needed to do with it.
That's real right there. That's real. Andre, he was kind of talking about, taking your money and just, risking it. You mentioned earlier, like you're a risk taker. You were starting off early out, hustling and things like that. So when it came to taking that bit of money that you may have had, what was your strategy to, say, did you have an initial plan to be like, okay, I'm going to make $10 from these, ties, and I'm gonna take these 10 ties, and I'm gonna go buy some T-shirts, you know what I mean, things like that. So, kind of talk to the folks in regards to, like, your strategies.
Yeah, so my strategy is based off a mantra that I have for myself and my family, and it's short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. So the way that I look at this is that, when I was, to your point, when I was selling ties, I would take 40% of what I made and put that to the side, and then reinvest the rest to go back out. So I had to live, right? I had to go buy, when I was eat pork chops and whatever else, right? But and it's a constant thing that I do with not only myself, my family as well. Is we're always looking at, like, there's a long-term strategy, but what are you sacrificing to reach that long-term strategy? And so those things would be: do I go out less? Do I buy one less drink? Can I get 2 less pair of Jordans this month, this year?
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? So it's really, but I think that once you've identified that sort of practice, it becomes somewhat of the norm. And then before you know it, you have resources that you didn't think you could have to go and do things that you want to do. Because all the business that I have, I never got a loan, right? So when I was working for Dell for 14 years and Microsoft for 5 years and Oracle for 2 years and TikTok for a year and Dropbox for a couple years as well, the stock and I maxed out on my 401k, and I make sure that my RSUs and my stocks were at a certain point, because I knew that I didn't want to work for them for the rest of my life. And so they normally try to throw more of that in front of you to try to keep you dangling that carrot to keep you around. But I felt that my short-term sacrifice was being met, because I can now achieve my long-term goals, which is being self-sufficient and an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Real talk. So, what I heard kind of, out of that, though, is, you had a plan that you wanted, and a goal that you were trying to achieve. And, sometimes we feel we need to jump over all these steps in order to get to the end goal. So it's okay to work. It's okay to have a job. It's okay to get up on 9 to 5 every day, right? You know what I mean? But one of the things is, I think what I'm hearing, everybody say right there is they didn't want to be a slave to that, right? You wanted to have that end goal, there. And so, as you move forward. So, Winston, with that, also as well, I think I said I've seen you, going through a lot of different types of businesses and things like that, which one of those things resonated most with you that you felt that was going to get you to the places that you wanted to? Was it real estate? Was it opening a restaurant? Which one of those things that you, felt was a business that, you felt that was in your spirit that you wanted to do?
Yeah, so I would say it's been real estate because it's one of the known facts that the most wealth comes from real estate. So I'm always thinking like, why not align myself with that as such? And the best marketer wins. The one who can stay the most consistent always wins. Of course, you always hear that, and it's kind of cliche, but it's so true and it's so real. And the best ability is availability. Be there, show up, and just be there for the assignment. So I think once I was able to dive into this space, and I guess I did like my first deal way back in 2016, but been working full time at it since the pandemic. And once I was able to see, okay, I was able to achieve something without having to go to work and work for it, clock in or whatever, it was like turning faith to fact. Like, you can have faith as little as a mustard seed, but once you cross that bridge and see that it's real, it's like, I gotta keep doing it. I gotta keep going, and I think if it was able to support my family, then why not, So I was all about it, whether I had to struggle to get it or not. So that's how I looked at it.
Man, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Winston. We're gonna kind of start wrapping this segment up, but I think one of the things that I've been hearing, a lot right now, again, I keep going back to this, is, consistency. You have to be consistent at your goals, and that's a hard thing to do, but an accountability partner is really what it is. Right? And that first accountability is for yourself. When you look at yourself every day in the mirror, you have to be accountable to that person, but that person right next to you, and that could be a friend, that could be a lover, that could be a brother, a mother, a sister, it can be anybody, So find someone to be accountable to that can make sure that you can still continue to stay on your goals and stay on your mission, and it'll help you because, I never started off with being able to finance money and things like that, I was watching brothers like y'all, you know what I mean? And I thought I was like, oh, okay, it was cool, let me try it. And again, it's just taking those steps.